If you really want to avoid the fight, then something as simple as a belt could be one of the best options you have at defending yourself. Now, if your immediate reaction to what I just said is, if I take my belt off, my pants are going to fall down, this video is probably a bit advanced for you. But if you're like the rest of us that wear trousers that fit them, regardless of a belt, then watch on. So first of all, what kind of belt makes the best weapon? You want a belt that's lightweight and flexible, like nylon. And if it has a substantial metal buckle, then that's great too, for obvious reasons. And you want a belt that's quick and easy to deploy, especially under pressure. You need it to easily pass through the belt loops. It could be a tactical belt, or really, most belts will do just fine. This one here is just an ordinary belt from Next with a little buckle on the end, but if I hit you over the head with it, you're not going to have a very good day. So now let's look at the best techniques to actually use the belt to defend yourself and keep an attacker at bay. So the first one we're going to look at is using the belt as a powerful whip, okay? Like so. So you're strapping the belt to your rear hand where there's more power, and you're swinging with all of your might while moving backwards. Now, the problem with this one is that you've probably only got one shot, maybe two at best, and you're sacrificing your own agility for extra power. And with it being such a wild power swing, it's very easy for you to lose control and accidentally hit someone else or hit yourself. Next, what we're going to look at is using the belt as a barrier. Okay, so when you want to keep distance between you, maybe the people behind you, and the attacker in front of you. So you're not using it as a big whip, you're not using it for power even. It's just to create a barrier, to create space between the person in front of you, the aggressor, and you. So Raul is controlling the belt with his rear hand, okay, and keeping it tight to his side, and he's using his lead hand to swing the belt and just create some space. If someone walks into a room and they just want to attack anyone in that room, are they going to attack the nutcase swinging a belt around, or the other 5 people that have no idea what they're doing? And in that couple of second delay that you've created, the people behind you could escape as well.
This one is very good even for knife attacks. Okay, you create a great physical and mental barrier. When we train this in combat sports, in martial arts, wow, the guy carrying the knife, he really needs to be wearing an armor, a helmet, something, because otherwise you are going to really hurt him if he's committed to try to stab you. You need to reduce the length of the whip to avoid hitting yourself, but still you have quite a long range, quite a lot of mobility, you can retreat, you can go forward, you just need to keep it in front of you and not too long.
So this next one is probably the best of both worlds, because it gives you not only a good barrier between you and the aggressor, but also a decent amount of power as well. And that is strapping the belt to your hand like so, and then with your free hand, holding your wrist. And then you're going to use both arms to swing the belt like so. And while you're doing that, you can see you get good power, but also you can cover yourself at the same time using your shoulders and your elbows.
Back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, it was incredibly common to see fights in Spain involving belts. Very common. So common that in the kids in the high school, we were all trying to wear belts with very good buckles, and we were choosing them, how big, how scary they were, and how easy to remove and fast to use they were as well. So it was a combination of, look, I'm a tough guy with this buckle. And also, okay, I can deploy fast, and that buckle is heavy enough to break the skull of someone.
You can even use the belt as a close quarter combat weapon, just strapping it around your hand, using it to protect your knuckles, and also as an amplified knuckle duster with a belt buckle. But for a close quarter combat improvised weapon, I don't think anything beats the pen. Now, if you want to learn how to use the pen to defend yourself, then you should definitely check out this next video.